welcome everybody. Please go ahead and invite your friends and family and go and tag the family members or colleagues that you know and that you care about. If you want them to really be blessed by this program, please go ahead and invite them. We are going to have an interesting program with a very beautiful lady here today. So I'm not going to go into the topic immediately with her. I'm going to start out by, because I'm sure many of you will be interested in knowing who is this pretty queen that is here today. So I want her to talk about herself, where she's coming from, what was her Christian experience, and then from there, we will go into the messages. Hello, Thuli. Could you introduce yourself to us today?
Yes, Thuli. Thank you, TSA. I'm Thuli Mazibuko, and I'm.
You have to speak louder. Can you speak louder?
Okay, I'm Thuli Mazibuko, and I was born in South Africa, in Johannesburg. In my contribution in the ministry, I'm a worshiper in songs.
Yep.
So I've got some most experience in that, and I have witnessed some bad and good things while doing that. I'm a mother also. Yeah, so I don't know what else.
Can you move a little bit to the left again so that people can see? Yeah, good. So you are a mother. Where are you based, in South Africa or in Ireland? I thought you were based in Ireland.
I'm based in Ireland. I was born in South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, but I live in Ireland for the last 16 years now. 16
years. Okay. What are the church?
Yes,
what are your church experiences in those churches that you have been to?
Oh, there's loads. There's loads. So far, you really rescued me, because most of the time in these churches, I felt always like there is something that is not right with the way they preach, with the way we worship. There's something that was wrong, and it was really driving me so crazy that I fell deep into a deep depression physically, and I couldn't cope with the things that I was hearing in the church, because for me they didn't make sense. They don't go with what the God that I'm reading about in my Bible was not corresponding with what I'm hearing in church.
Yeah.
And for me, growing up in the church, I always feel guilty that I'm not going to church. You know, so I'll always go to church, but there was something that I don't understand. And most of the time when you ask a question, you are not supposed to know everything is well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I used to love that song, that it is well, but until I listened again, I said, no, it's not well. It's not well, and your messages help me to see that it's not well. We are allowed to feel these emotions. God give us all the emotions inside our heart for a reason. You know, I was listening to your message. You said if you didn't get to a point of hating something, you become it.
You'll never be free from it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're never gonna be free. So we saw into tolerance in churches that we are like zombies. We just enter, we sit, we lift the hands and bow down, we go out. There was nothing that we are taking home. So the religious is the one that is giving me problem for church. And the thing that the notion of people that always say worship in songs is just to make people feel good. What an insult. I feel insulted about that. Worship is way, way deeper than that.
Yeah.
As people who are born to worship, you see the churches that are filled with people, and you ask yourself, but these people are lying to you and you're still going to church. Why? Because you are born to worship. We are born to, there's something inside men that is always longing to worship. But if you got bad teachers that they want to just say whatever that they need to say, and we're not supposed to ask questions, everything is well. No, it's not well. When you said we can improve, I have skills, I can help us improve to go to another level. They look at you as if, oh, you know too much, or leave it for God. What an insult. When God gave us all these things, now we are saying, okay, let's leave it for God. Just keep quiet, leave it for God. What are we doing here then? Why are we here? Why are we here? Why? If we're going to say everything, let's just leave it for God.
Tell me, what's the difference between what is your experience in church in South Africa? Is it the same kind of problem? Because each time that I'm preaching here, I'm mostly talking about the Nigerian church, because I don't have too much experience with the South African church. But is it the same thing?
In some, yes. In some things, they're the same.
So what the experience is that, because right now, if to judge from what we see from South African churches, if we are to judge by what we see, you know, we are seeing things like Major One, we are seeing people, all those kind of people. You know, if that is what South Africa has now, then that is almost getting to be worse than Nigerian church.
Yes, it has evolved. From the time I was going to church, most of the time they were talking that God is love, God is love. But now it has changed. Most of the time, because lots of those ones that you see like Major One, they're copying everything that Nigerians are doing.
And they are doing worse things, because in South Africa you have
taking it to another level.
Yeah, you have people eating grass and snake.
Oh Lord,
snakes. They are not doing that in Nigeria yet, but you have people doing that in South Africa. What is happening?
As we were talking on the syncretism, so they have their own culture inside the church. They're practicing what they grew up doing at home. Now they're doing it in the church, and they feel like it's okay. You know, this is what we know. If I'm sick, I can eat whatever that the pastor is telling me to eat. As the way you are always saying that you go to a voodoo person, and then he will tell you to do this, and they brought it into church, and now they're getting worse. It's too much.
What about when you were born again in South Africa? Is totally different from what they have now?
Oh, yeah, it is too much. Yes, now it's too much. Before, at least people have that shame. You know, there are things maybe they will do and they'll be private. Now everything, they just put it online and other people are copying them. You know, for me, thank God, I was never involved in eating any grass or eating any snakes. Thank you, Jesus. I was never in that experience. But I can see people selling their homes, giving money to Major One, divorcing their husband, giving money to Major One just to sit next to Major One. So I don't understand why this guy is not doing it in Malawi, because this guy is not a South African. Why is he not doing it in Malawi, where he's from? Why did he have that guts inside himself that I'm going to go to South Africa and do this? And people are following him. He's opening fake schools. People are paying fees and there are no certificates. It's not registered. So I wonder how a person that will call himself a child of God, you can do things like that. You know, and it always go back to worship. People want to belong. People want to worship, and they feel like the only way to worship is to go to church and listen to whatever nonsense that a person will tell you. That's fine.
But how come the white South Africans are not going to those churches? Because if you look at those churches, it's 99% black. It's only black people. Even colored people are not there. So what was the problem with that?
No. Desperation.
Huh?
We are desperate. We are desperate. Most Africans are desperate.
Because of poverty? Is it because of poverty or something?
Because of poverty and the trauma that we have experienced. You can remember that we are still a young nation from the slavery of the apartheid. We grew up with so many issues, experiencing everything that we have experienced. They can't put it on their head, especially the generation. I was born in the 80s, but I grew up in the 90s. You know, can you imagine going to school and finding bodies lying on the ground, jumping on top of bodies to go to school? Witnessing people killing your mom? Witnessing people killing people like chickens or dogs? So we are a damaged generation. Because the younger generation, they're standing up to these pastors that are doing nonsense. When you can look at it, it's the people in my age, in their 30s and 40s, that are going to these churches looking for a way to soothe the pain. You know, so people are taking advantage of that. That blacks are still oppressed in their minds. Especially in South Africa, we have seen a lot of things.
But
so
the colored are also in South Africa. Why is it that they don't fall into these deceptions?
They fall in other deceptions, like the rate of drug use in the colored community is too much. For us now, we think that when we run to church, at least we are in the safe hands. They are infested with drug abuse, alcohol abuse, crime. So they're expressing it on other channels. That is why you don't see most of them in African churches. You know, but you find them in the pubs, I'm sure.
What about the whites? The whites are not going to these churches.
They are not going to these churches. I cannot speak for those. I don't understand how they are resisting. I don't understand, because I think they're still afraid of blacks. They will not come. They're still afraid of. Yeah, really, they're still afraid of blacks. You know, so maybe that's why they don't relate that much, because as I'm saying, that we are still a young country and we have lots of young, angry people.
Okay, if you are talking about South Africa, if we are going to talk about South Africa, and
yes,
if we are going to talk about South Africa, and we are also going to talk about one of the main problems that will come to the minds of other African countries, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Malawians, and Zimbabweans, is the xenophobia problem. What is it, that anger that is making the South Africans to be aggressive against black people, against other Africans?
Yes, it is the anger, and because we have so much damage. When Nigerians, example with Nigerians, when they come, they see opportunities, they seize the opportunities. Yes. You understand? And they're making money, they're making it because they're focusing what they are doing.
Yes.
As we are still in that state of anger, we are not letting go. So when you see other people from other countries coming to make their own living and living their life and living large, you see it's not fair. Yes, it's fair, because we are not focused. We are still angry to a white person. Just let go. Let go and focus. There are South Africans that are focused and they're doing very well. You just let go of the anger and you will leave these other Africans alone. Or if you don't know how to do, go and ask, how are you making it, my brother? I want to do. But no, the jealousy is too much. They're complaining that our women have been taken by Nigerians. What are you doing as a South African that making the ladies go to a Nigerian? What is so different? With what? How do you behave with these ladies? Because no one. For me, I vowed that I'm not gonna marry a South African because of the way I grew up in my home. My father treating my mom the way he was treating. There's so much anger in them that I said I'm not gonna pass through this.
So are you not? So you are not married to a South African now?
No, sir. No. I don't even think that I've been with the South African before. Yes.
What age did you come to Europe?
I came to Europe when I was 22, 21, 22.
And you are single?
I came with my husband. I was already married. My life is just a series of lots of things happening. I got married when I was 15. I had my first child when I was 16. Everybody was saying, we are finished. Nothing is going to happen in your life. But thank God for my parents. That's why I liked that series that you and a small clip that you did on inserted by Ungodly.
Are you still with the same man now?
It's finished.
So you are single now?
It's finished. I'm single and happy, and I'm not searching.
So where was that man from?
Nigeria. Yes. Yes, as an Igbo man. Yeah. So, Dr. Sunday, don't do that.
No, I can't believe it. That a Nigerian man, I know a Nigerian man can do that, especially especially the Igbo men. But it's almost unlikely that a Nigerian in Nigeria, maybe they do it in Nigeria, but at least where I am from, the western part of Nigeria, is very unpopular for somebody to be grown up and then go and date and get a 15-year-old girl pregnant.
Yeah.
That is very, 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 very strange. Maybe he didn't know how old you are.
He did. He did. Yeah, he did. So, but we made things.
And you never married.
We are married. He's refusing to divorce. On paper. But
no, how could you be? Does South Africa allow people to be married at 15 or 16?
If you're at age 16, your parents can give consent. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. They can give consent.
Here in this part of the world, I don't think they allow you to marry at the age of 15 or 16.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. But we made things right. For a while, we got married and we went to Nigeria. We got married there. And
you went to Nigeria?
Yes. We went to Edo State. We went to Kano. We went to most of the places, yeah. My son grew up in Indahusa school in Benin before we came here. Yeah. So we made things right, but the problem was that now we came.
So you went with your husband to Nigeria?
Yes. And
you stayed there? You were living there?
No, we went for the marriage ceremony because we were already married, white wedding in South Africa. So now it was the introduction to his parents. He was introducing me to his parents.
And then, but you remained in Nigeria, isn't it?
No, my son remained. I stayed 2 months, but my son remained in Nigeria, yeah.
And you agreed to leave your son in Nigeria?
No, it was not an agreement. So because you can understand, he was a bit 8 years older than me, so everything was forced. You're not supposed to ask anything. You understand? So whatever that you say, that's what we want to do.
How old was he?
You know. 7 years older than me. I don't know.
So you were 15 when you met. You were 15 and he was 22.
Yeah, he was 22. Yes, yeah.
So he made you to leave your son in Nigeria?
Yeah. We left my son in Nigeria. I was so depressed. From then, things were not the same.
How did you agree? How did you agree to leave your son? That is unusual.
You don't agree. You just say, we are taking this. And he actually physically teared my son's passport to say, you see, he's not leaving. He's staying here. He's not going. You know. So we went on that because he knew that I was not feeling right with our marriage. So he was thinking that if he can take my son, then I'm not going anywhere. You know, so
he tore the passport of the boy?
He tore the passport of the boy with a ticket to say he's not leaving this country. For me, I'm thinking I'm in Nigeria to get married. I didn't know that there's a bigger plan ahead. Yeah. So.
And he came, and he took you away from South Africa? I mean, he took you away from Nigeria back to South Africa?
Nigeria, back to South Africa. Yeah, he has lots of businesses in South Africa, so he cannot leave South Africa.
Yeah, I think that is one of the reasons why South African women will definitely follow Nigerian men, because they are, especially Igbo men. Igbo men are very enterprising. Yes. Not just men, but Igbo people. Igbo people are very enterprising. They are very entrepreneurs. They are very industrious people. And they always have money because they work hard. They are very hard workers.
And most of them just say they're kind.
Yes.
Because he was good to my parents.
He was not just
good to my family.
And that is, I'm very happy that you say that, because people don't understand the Nigerians and the complexity of a Nigerian person. But I said Nigerians are one of the most kindest people you ever meet. Even if the Igbo guy or any Nigerian is carrying drugs and selling drugs or doing anything illegal, but in kindness and being good, they are still very good people.
Kind. Yeah.
Very good
and kind. People are saying Nigerians are bad people. I have not met one bad Nigerian.
Yes, the same thing I say. The same thing I say, that Nigerians, I've never met any bad one. But they are very principled in some areas, and very strong-willed, and very ambitious, and very, especially when it comes to marriage, they might want you to do their way, dictatorship. But that is different from being bad. So
I'm telling you, yes, I was living like a queen.
Wow.
I was like a queen in my country.
Are you serious?
Yes, the thing that made us to maybe for him to fall for me, I'm in the worship team, and he liked my spirit, and he just wanted to possess me. So he couldn't wait for anything. So it was like, you are mine now, you know. So that's my life to say.
No, but that is also a problem, because when you love a woman too much, that is what I preach in the love series.
Oh, the love series, I love that one.
Yes, because you begin to, when you love a woman too much, then it becomes a problem.
It becomes a huge problem, because you're not going to go anywhere without being followed. Everything is being monitored. Everything to the last dime that you're gonna spend, you have to account for everything. So I was living large, but I was not happy.
Yeah,
you know,
because you are possessed.
Yes. So I was feeling like I'm still in my father's house.
Yes.
I've been told what to do. I'm not equal.
Yes.
To this guy.
Maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't know this situation. In America, we have a lot of Nigerians killing their wives, as they bring their wives from Africa, and but 90% of the people who kill their wives, who are Nigerians, also are Igbos, unfortunately. And the reason is because the Igbos sometimes marry younger ladies, and they are older, and they are younger. So when they bring these people from Africa to the United States, these ladies become medical nurses, and then they begin to look for their own independence. So these ladies begin to show their own will, and the men don't like that, because the men want to be in charge. So that is one of the problems with the Nigerian men. They want to be in charge, and they want to and the women, when they go to the West now, they are no more like in Africa, because back in Nigeria, people are just obedient. Most of the ladies are obedient, but when they get to the West, ladies are not so obedient anymore. They want to live their life. They want to be free. So, and because of that, some of these men could get violent because of that. Yeah. But tell me your story.
Even here in Ireland is happening also.
But so going back to your story, so you said that it fell for you because you were in the choir, and he saw your spirit as a lover of God. But why did you fall for him? What made you to fall for the Nigerian guy?
I used to run away from that guy. I don't know how I felt it. I fell into his hand. I used to run away from him. And he used to send people to my house. I don't know what happened. I'm telling you, I can't believe my life.
But there are definitely some good things that you saw, because you said Oh
yes. Once I got to know him, I could see that he's a nice man. He's good.
So what are the qualities? What are the reasons? What are the qualities you would think that all these South African women are falling for Nigerian men?
First of all, we need a man that can lead. We want a man that is secure. that he knows himself. One thing about Nigerians, they know themselves.
Yes.
They are.
Yes.
So, yeah, they're strong in that sense. And you feel protected. Somehow you feel so protected that, nobody's going to touch me on this one. And although he was treating me bad, but he will not allow anybody else to mistreat me.
Yeah. And he will always provide for your needs, was it?
He always provide for me. Oh, my children, they were well taken care of. I've never, including my parents. He would do everything for my parents. Everything.
Is that unusual for a South African man?
As far as I know, they are not as generous South African men. They want to marry you. They don't want your family problems.
Okay.
Most of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So your family problems is not his business. You are his business with your kids. That's it.
Now, but Nigerian men, actually, when they marry you, they believe that they marry your family too. And but the problem with Nigerian men sometimes is that a Nigerian man might treat your parents better than he treats you.
Exactly what I'm saying. Because it's unbelievable when I'm calling my mom and say, this is what is happening, and no, I don't see it. I don't believe that it could be him. We'll be like, you are lying. Because everybody says, this guy is good. This guy is good. Maybe you're just complaining. You're a woman, you always complain. So they are nice people. They are really nice people, Nigerians. For me, I haven't seen some of them bad, no.
Yeah, but I have some ladies in South Africa who are living in South Africa right now, and they are Christians and they go to university, South Africa University, but they also meet a lot of Nigerians in South African universities. You know what these men all these women, South African women are telling me? They are telling me that in South Africa, people hate these Nigerians. But, the ladies are telling me, even though people hate them and everybody is complaining about them, but if we have a choice who we are going to marry, we are going to choose them anyway.
And yes. And another thing that I like about Nigerians, they love education. They're focused. They love education. You want somebody like this guy got me pregnant when I was 15. After that, he told me, go back to school now. And he didn't just say to me, go to a cheap school. No, I went from township school to a high-level school. Where I was taught all the skills. At the age 18, I had my own business. I got qualified as a secretarial, so I could type and do lots of stuff. Open the shop for me, just do this, So my life would have been finished. I'm sorry for South Africans that are listening here if I was pregnant by a South African. That I believe.
It would have been finished.
I would have been finished that time. Because at age 15, you are still learning about yourself also.
Yes.
I don't have much skills. I don't have a good English. I don't have things going on in my life. I don't have directions yet, But he made sure that everything, I have to do things right.
So he sent you back to school?
Send me back to school, made sure that everything that I need, I have.
But how could you go back to school when you already have a baby?
This man was loaded. So baby minding is not a problem. You find an older lady who take care of the children. That was not going to be an excuse. Even for my mom was telling me that having a baby, if you want to give me the baby, but you are continuing your school. And he was up for that also. So we could hire nannies. We could get maybe one of my relatives to stay with the kids. So I didn't feel that I had a child. I didn't feel that.
So he was ready to pay. He was paying for the nanny and for the maid.
For everything. For everything. I was so spoiled that when I came to Europe, I found it so hard to do things for myself because I was always been catered. You know, people will take care of me in that sense, you know. So I had to relearn myself and teach myself that, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to take care of these children. Now I had 2 boys, so I have to take care of these children by myself. I didn't see myself doing it.
Are the 2 boys from him or from 2 different Nigerian men?
No, they're from him. They're from him. Yeah, they're from him. Yeah, we came together. Originally, we came together in Ireland, but he couldn't stand the cold, and you know he likes money. So there's no way of making money here. He said, "I'm not gonna stay. I'm going back." Okay. So it's the distance that gave us a problem most of the time.
I see.
That is why things couldn't work.
I see.
You know, because we had this distance now, and we are both young. We still have our feelings. We have to move on with our lives, because there's no way that I'm going back to South Africa, because the crime in South Africa now was just shooting up, you know. And when you have money, it was you were a walking target.
Yeah, but a lot of I see that a lot of South Africans were attacking. They target Nigerians who have money.
Yes, because they're not focused. They can't just go and do their own thing. They can't go and do their own thing because they don't see themselves doing something. You know, they don't see themselves succeeding as much as this Nigerian guy is succeeding. So they better take it by force.
Yeah, okay. For example, the ladies that I'm speaking to from South Africa who are saying that even though there is xenophobia against the Nigerians, that you know, but to her, you know, to these ladies, they said in their university, the only men, even though there are many more South African men and many more men from other countries, but that Nigerians and Ghanaians, they look so different that the only men they are seeing as potential husbands are Nigerian men. But it's not because these Nigerians have money, they were still students, but even without money, these South African ladies still say they are the only men in town.
Yes. You want a man that you can see, this one can take care of me. You know, when you look at them, they can take care of him. These guys know themselves. You can see that this one is secure. Yeah, it's not all about money, as you're saying. But you can see this guy is secure, is focused, is taking care of business. So why would I go with somebody that is just moving like he's on the wind, don't know where the person is going? We're not going to follow.
No, but
it makes things hard for me now that I don't see a guy that can match up to him. So that's why I'm choosing to be single. I don't want to be involved with nobody, because I don't see the quality that I loved about him. For me, for now, I haven't seen somebody that can say, okay, now I'm ready, I can sit and be with somebody. For now, I haven't seen.
But like, for example, the South African men that are attacking the Nigerian men, and they are saying our women have been taken, they are taking our women. Why don't the women talk the truth to the South African men, so that the South African men will know the reason why their women are going for Nigerian men?
No, they know why we go there. They know, and they want to be like them. Not really. The truth is, they know why we go there, and most of them now they want to dress like them, they want to move like them. You see, the new generation now is getting the point that there's no need to hate somebody. Ask, how do you do this, brother? Because these people, as I'm telling you, they're very generous. They are very generous. They give advice. They will show you the way. I'm not talking only about my ex-husband. I'm talking about lots of Nigerians that I saw in my life. They're willing to teach. You know, my husband would take one of my cousins, a male cousin, and would teach her, do this. If you want to get that, do this, do that, do that. You know, as long as you ask, they'll tell you. They know why we go there. They say, they know.
So if they are responding with attacks and with anger, so that is not just being fair, right? It's not because they don't know. It's jealousy.
It's jealousy, yeah. It's jealousy. Because we tell them, this is, one asked me, why you say you're not going to go out with the South African? I said, you guys are not serious. They're not serious with life at all. Some of them, they're not serious with life, including those that are educated. They are not serious at all, most of them.
Yeah, let me tell you a story that I witnessed when I was in South Africa. You will never see this in Nigeria. Maybe it is now, but when I was growing up in Nigeria, you will never see anything like this. When I was in South Africa, I was being driven in the car, and each time they always drive me by townships. I think they call them townships or something.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
So those townships, you see men like 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. All these men, like 30 men, 20 men, are just sitting down at the corner of the road, and they are waiting. Maybe somebody will come and pick them to walk. And
so me,
that is, a guy like that. I never saw that in my whole life. You will never see that in Africa, in Nigeria. You will never see that. A man will never stand by the road waiting for somebody to come and give him something, walk or something. A Nigerian can take something and begin to sell, but he will go and do something. He will go and run after the cars. He will sell handkerchiefs. He will sell things. He will look for a way. But for 50 men to just be standing every day by the road and waiting for somebody to pick them up, we never saw that in Africa.
It goes back to the slavery mentality that now we grow up in.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to wait for somebody to tell you to move. You have to wait. You must remember that we used to have a curfew. The whole country will have a curfew. By 7 o'clock, you are in the street. You are getting shot or getting to go to prison.
Okay.
You know, so we are always waiting. They're always waiting for somebody to tell them what to do.
Okay.
You know, so it's the way they were brought up. But the new generation, it's not way. They are not waiting.
I see.
They're not waiting. Yeah, I see it even in the politics. The EFF, the one for Julius Malema.
Yes.
They are educated. They are focused. They know what they want.
So, but do you know the picture of what I'm talking about, of men standing by the road?
Oh, yeah, that's a norm. That's a norm. You're waiting for bus to come, and we call them bus, the white layer. You're waiting for bus to tell you, come, I have a small job for you, then you go.
Yes.
Yeah. That's where we come from, TSA. It's changing, but it will
But I'm very happy. I want to say thank you to you for explaining to me the reason why. Because people like us, people like myself, we didn't understand. When I met Nigerians who were in South Africa also, they didn't understand the reason why. They were just saying, these people are lazy, these people are funny. Why are they standing by the road? They're supposed to go and create something for themselves. But they didn't know the story why. But I like the explanation you are giving. So, because was it during the appetite or what?
Yeah. That's why I'm making an example to you that it doesn't only bleed on the job sector. In your own home, you can't be on the gate past 7. You can't be standing outside past 7. You need to go to sleep. Imagine a grown man like you. Someone is coming to tell you, go inside now.
At 7 o'clock, 7 p.m.
7 o'clock, yep. I don't know the towns in where you are in Ukraine, but here Drogheda is 30 minutes from my house. So, for instance, if I want to go to Drogheda, I need to get a visa to go to Drogheda, and it's only 30 minutes from my house. So they used to call them pass. You need to get a pass, you know, to go there. So we're always waiting for somebody to tell us what to do. You know, and this generation, I'm so happy because I can see from my niece, from my nephews, their mentality is not what I saw when I was growing up.
But nobody has been able to explain to me the reason why South Africans, we say lazy, but they are not. I know that now it's not because of laziness. It's conditioning. No. It is conditioning.
It's conditioning. Yes.
If you needed visa or pass to go in 30 minutes distance, and 1 hour distance, so you are conditioned already to be limited.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so our mentality is like that. You are not allowed to think for yourself.
I see.
You know, because it's us against them. You know, I was watching one documentary along this week. The white South African was saying that when they were going to school as white children, they were taught to hate a black man. There were reasons. There was a whole curriculum of why you should be fearful of blacks, why you should arm yourself, because once they finish their primary or secondary school, they send them to military to train them so that they can stand against these evil black people. So I was happy that is a white lady that was talking like that to say, now since we are independent, why we don't have classes for them to tell us now that it was wrong what we are doing? You know, let them give them a new curriculum now. Why we should be together? Because they can't handle the issue that we are together, and it goes now. We are still fighting for. They are still fighting for the land. So I'm afraid for my country that is going to become like Zimbabwe. When I hear Julius Malema say that I want all the whites to go, it saddens my heart. You know, because I wouldn't wish for them to go. Most of them are South Africans. You know, where are they going to go? You know, so we must learn. They still have that fear that I'm not going to let go of things. They are learned. You pass through townships, TSA. You see people are sleeping on the street. People are sleeping on the shacks. So, and the whites have the land that they can give for houses to be built, but they are not releasing these things for everybody to be equal. So when de Klerk and Mandela was signing the document, it was agreed that we're gonna go equal. But still, after all this until now, the whole land is still in their hands, and we are suffering. You go to townships, in the back of your house, you have to have at least 4 or 6 rooms to build for your children to stay there with their families, all the children, because they can't find the land anywhere to build, even though they have the money. There are fields. They are just there because it's under white man's name. They are not releasing the fields. So I understand that the frustration for Julius Malema and his party, it stems from there. But the way they are doing it, I think they are doing it Mugabe style, which I'm not happy about it.
No, because I thank you for explaining this to me, because when I saw the sharks in South Africa, it didn't cross my mind, because in Nigeria, for example, there is poverty. People are poor, yes, but nobody lives in shacks like that. It's very, very difficult.
Nigeria, as I'm saying to you at DSA, I couldn't believe the sizes of homes in Nigeria. One person can have such big house, really, and these are just standard normal people. I'm not talking about very wealthy people, but they have this freedom of having their own things. So for me to see that Nigeria is one of the poorest countries now, I mean, disbelief is a lie.
No. When they say Nigeria is one of the poorest countries, let me explain what that means to you. That is saying, that doesn't mean that Nigeria is one of the poorest by no. Nigeria is still the richest country in Africa.
Yes, sir.
By GDP. Now, let's say there are 100 people living in Nigeria. Nigeria is the richest country in Africa, but what do they mean that it has the most poorest people in the world? That means that all that money is not equally distributed.
So we have a land issue, you have money issue.
Yes. So what it means is that, for example, let's say we have 100 people living in Nigeria. It means that 5 are living well, and then 95 or maybe 80 are living poor. That is what they mean, that they have the largest number of poor people. Now, apart from Nigeria, this is the country that used to have the largest number of poor people. What used to be India. But India is not a poor country. India is number 4 richest country right now in the world. is number 4 richest country, but still it has the poorest people. Now, why does it have the poorest people? Because even though it's very rich, but the rich has not been fairly distributed to all the people. That's what it means.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
After India, then you have China. Now, China is the 2nd richest country in the world, but it's number 3 poorest people. It has number 3 poorest people. So it's not because the country is poor. It just means that the money they have has not gone down to all the people of the country. You understand? So the reason that is always a problem for countries that have many population.
Okay.
So the reason why Nigeria has the poorest people is because of the population. It's just like.
And then how do we solve those kind of problems? So what needs to be done?
Greed needs to be addressed in Nigeria. The problem of greed, because in Nigeria there is no government policy for poor people. There is no government policy that government wants to redistribute wealth or distribute wealth to ordinary people. There is nothing like that. No welfare in Nigeria. So what you have is only the survival of the fittest. And even though all Nigerians are ready to fight and they are ready to struggle, but when you get old and you have a lot of old people, you cannot fight anymore. So you go to the poor category. And then they have a lot of young people also in Nigeria that is less than 15 years old. And they don't fight for survival too. They cannot fight. They are still independent. So that's how the number of poor people became so big. But the government needs to begin to, and of course religion is a big problem. Because a lot of people are religious and they are all giving their money to the church instead of using their money for investment or for development of themselves.
Yes, and talking about that, the religion, that is why when we open, I said, you find it amazing that these people, they know the truth, that these pastors are not telling me the truth, but they still go to church. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that
in Nigeria, for example, the way the situation is that most people don't know that the pastors are not telling them the truth.
Okay.
In Nigeria, people actually believe, because in Nigeria they have succeeded in creating a cult it's called cult of personalities. So they have personality cults or cult of personalities of pastors. So in Nigeria, especially if you are not just an ordinary pastor, if you are a pastor that is a GO. So in Nigeria, they have been elevated and they have succeeded in elevating themselves to the highest status. So they are the most respected people in the country. Even educated people and government people, they respect the GOs more than they respect presidents. In Nigeria, they respect the GOs more than they respect any individual in the world. So when you are a GO in Nigeria, they don't even know that you are deceiving them. Anything you tell them, they believe it. So in Nigeria, that is the problem. People don't know. Because once people begin to know that they are being deceived in Nigeria, that Nigerians could go the opposite. They could go and fight the GOs and destroy everything if they get to know. But right now, even though I am talking, but they are not convinced yet. For example, I spoke with someone yesterday. A lady was telling me, she's based in England, but she was born going to these churches, these Nigerian churches. Yes. She's on DSA family. She believes what I'm saying, but she is thinking, no, but these GOs cannot really be bad like that. I mean, this is GO. I mean, these are GOs. She's saying, yeah, they just don't know better. Yeah, I mean, most Nigerians still believe that they are doing the things they are doing just because they don't know. That they cannot be bad.
Wow.
So, but this lady, what convinced her was that she saw a video about one Kenyan man, Mr. Papa Daddy Molly or something, who was able to train 13,000 children, took them from the street, And it came to her mind that, oh, but pastors could do this in Nigeria too. Why are Nigerian pastors not doing this? So now she began to think that, oh, maybe DSA is right, that these people are wicked. So that's what made her to begin to think, hey, could DSA really be right that these pastors do this intentionally? But a Nigerian man are finding it difficult to believe that these men are evil men or they are not good men. But normal Nigerians normally want to say, no, maybe they will tell you this. They are bad people, they are bad pastors, but the GOs are good.
I got this one. Okay.
Or they could say they are bad pastors, but not my pastor, not my church.
Wow. So is that a conditioning also? It's
a conditioning. It's a conditioning. Yeah. So, but I want to thank you for opening my eyes today to another thing. Because when I was in South Africa and I used to see the sharks, I never even heard the meaning of sharks. I heard when I was in Africa, we only had slums. But sharks, people don't live in sharks. Everybody lives, there are poor people who might live in poor houses, but everybody else live in normal houses. So to see that all the black people, I mean, in Africa, the way it is in South Africa is wicked, because all the white people are living in good places, and then the black people are living in sharks. Is totally horrible. But what is more surprising is that now the blacks are ruling, but the black people are still living in the sharks.
Yes.
How do you understand that? How is that possible?
Bad leading. We have bad leaders. Zuma takes a prize when it comes to bad leaders. Because really, on my own understanding, if Mandela was released earlier and he became president earlier, that guy, I'm telling you, my country was going to be paradise. So now the ones that are coming after him, they're coming for their own agenda. They still have that mentality, is me against them, I'm going to come and take and move. Forgetting that it is people that put you there. But
truly, that's not what I think. I think that the biggest problem with South African leaders after Mandela is that they don't want to ruffle the feathers. They don't want to rock the boat. Okay, that Julius.
If they came for their agenda, if they came with the agenda of the people, they wouldn't mind doing it. But now they're racing to get there. Let me get my own and come out, because and there's nothing else I can do. We can't give these people freedom. So let me just take my own and go. If we have people like Julius Malema, if he can calm down a little bit, then he can be a good leader. But he gets so passionate that he loses sight sometimes.
No, but you see, what Julius Malema wants to do is that what he wants to do might be the right thing to help the black people. But if he does it, it's politically incorrect.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there. That's what I'm saying. I'm scared for my country if he go, because he's very radical, that guy. I don't think that he thinks before he do something. Okay, he's intellectually correct, but he is not in the present. He's filled with anger also. He doesn't see the bigger picture. He doesn't see the bigger picture that we need each other. We need each other to survive in South Africa. We need each other. We need the blacks. We need the whites. Let's just be fair. But to say that you're gonna kick everybody out, we are heading to Zimbabwean stage the way the Zimbabwe was when Mugabe did that, and then nobody seems to understand that. Everybody, we want the land. You want the land. You want the land. If you don't have skills, you don't have skills to grow crops in those lands. You don't have skills to build in those lands, because the people that are fighting, people that don't have anything to do, they're just going with what Malema is saying. It might be right, like you now. What you are doing is good, but there are people who are just coming to the platform just to be involved in something. We understand? Yeah, let's get them. Understand what this platform is for. It's not a bashing. No, we are talking about bad practices, bad teaching, and things like that. It's not a war against pastors and GOs. But most of people lose sight of what your intentions may be good, but people lose sight where we are going because they come with their own agenda. It's not about us, it's about Jesus.
Okay,
that's what you are fighting for.
Okay, what about this, your present president?
Yes, sir.
Does he have the balance? Does he have the balanced view?
As far as I know him, as far as I know about him, he is calm enough to bring everybody together. But I wonder if he's too calm.
Okay, let me tell you what I think. Let me tell you what I think.
Yes.
I think that the problem in South Africa, and why South Africa will always have a crisis, especially with the black people, is that your political leaders, even ANC, they are not, they are afraid. It doesn't matter who the president is going to be, but they are afraid of taking radical political decisions.
But why are they there then?
Okay.
What are they doing there?
Let me tell you why. Because the radical political decisions are the decisions that are very close to the decision that Julius is campaigning for. And the correct political decisions for black people is the decisions that are very close to the things that Mugabe did in Zimbabwe. Now, the problem is not that if they do that in South Africa, that the country will collapse like Zimbabwe. No, that is not the fear. But the fear in South Africa is that if they do that, if they take the lands back from the white people, it's going to lead to international uproar and international condemnation. And apart from international condemnation, it's going to lead to exodus of white people from South Africa. And no NCA leader is ready for that. It's too difficult a decision for them to take.
Yeah, yes, it is already started because I was on my feed on the Facebook. I saw this lady, I don't know if it's May in UK, the politician, was talking about sanctioning all South Africans if they go ahead with what Julius Malema is saying. So it already started that we are seen as people now.
Now the only problem is the international community doesn't know, or they pretend not to know, the true situation with the blacks. If you go to South Africa right now, you will see the city like Europe or like America.
Yes.
But then, just outside the city, you see the shacks and the townships.
5-10 minutes, just 5-10 minutes from the beautiful airport, and then you see things like that. It's two different worlds. It doesn't register. It's not supposed to be like that.
Now,
I don't know who will come and save us. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but what Americans, what capitalist countries, and that is the wickedness in capitalism. In capitalist countries, you know what they say, and that is what South African ANC government is trying to practice. And what they're trying to practice is this: we create. They said in capitalism, create equal opportunities for everybody. And then give education to the black people. They will gradually get educated, gradually go to the labor force, and gradually begin to make their money, and gradually the market force, you know, they will bargain for the houses of the white people or for the land. They will make enough money to be able to buy back from the white people and things like that. That is what they are talking about. But that could go on forever, and because it is not possible, there must be a radical step somehow to make the white people in South Africa to compromise, maybe to give up at least half of the land that are already taken over.
They don't want because they are scared that if they give us a little bit, we want to take more. And we are not begging. This is our land, you know. So Julius Malema can do what he needs to do, but he needs to at least tone it down a bit. Be sensible in doing what we are. Of course, we're going to support you because we can see it's not fair, but don't take it to an extreme now, because sometimes it's just.
Okay, what about this? What about the mentality? What about the mindset of the Europeans or the capitalists that are saying why black people will grow with time and make enough money to be able to buy the land back? What do you think? What do you think about that?
They know that we'll never get there. We will never get there, because from that stage there will be another thing again. The time is not waiting. Things are evolving every time. So now give the people their space, give them the education, let them take the education, because we have welfare systems in my country, but still we are not matching.
No, but the welfare system keep them even poorer. Because the welfare system doesn't make them to want to struggle to survive.
Yeah, that's another pacifier again. Just to waste time.
Yes.
Yeah, just to waste time. You think, oh, when I'm working or not, I can make 6 or 7 children, then I can get a social welfare.
Yes.
But we are not, that's another way.
Now, let me tell you what I think. I think that if the solution that the ANC and the Western world is proposing for South Africa right now, that the South Africans should grow up and then make their own money and then go and buy the lands one by one back. I think it is, they don't remember what you just told me today, that the South Africans have been conditioned not to be competitive. They have been, at least the past generation, and it will take another 100 or 200 years just to get rid of that. But if they had been Nigerians, if you bring 10 million Nigerians to South Africa, I bet you they will do that. Nigerians will be able to compete with the white people and get the lands back. But because they have not been conditioned, the condition of Nigerians is different. They are conditioned to work hard and be competitive. Nigerians can do that because they don't have the conditioning of the South Africans. But so that is why we sorry?
DSA is not that Nigerians can do. The Nigerians are doing it now. Because you will never find a Nigerian living in the shack. Whether he came from Nigeria yesterday, he just arrived today in South Africa. You will never find them in the shacks. One thing again, they take care of each other. You are my brother, I don't have a place to stay. Stay with me, I can help you. You know, but us, we are not much loving as this. Nigerian person can come today, wait 2 months, you will see what that Nigerian will be. Because they know what they're really focused. They come and get.
Yes.
I'm getting this. I'm doing it.
Yes.
And it's all over. Even here in Europe, our children are taking over in races. Children are taking over in industries. That is why my prayer now, because I know that our kids can easily fall into wrong hands, especially here. You know, we don't have, when you came to Ukraine, there were no churches. You felt like you want to die.
Yeah.
For me, we don't have gospel industries for children that are passionate about God to go and fall into a good place. So they're dragging our kids now. They're using that spirit inside them to worship, bringing them into their own side of cult and Illuminati and all those kind of things. I think that's the only thing I see that is wrong here in Ireland, especially here in Ireland. You know, so you know we have a long way to go in Africa, but if we can get the way you are saying that we can get these Nigerians coming in and involve them in politics in South Africa, things will change.
But it's the opposite. Right now, the South Africans are stopping the Nigerians from coming in.
Really?
No, they are. I mean, all the xenophobia and things. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I think that was over. TSA is still going on.
Well, maybe they try to settle it, but I think there is still a lot of anger. Maybe it's not so public, but so a lot of people still have this resentment towards these Africans and Nigerians. You know, so but. Nigerians are not even trying to go into politics in South Africa, because if they try to go into politics, they will kill them. I think because they are just trying to do economy, and it's already difficult. If they try to go into politics, it's going to be worse for them.
Yeah, it's true. But they are going into politics.
They are going.
Most of them are. They're going into politics. Yeah, they are going into politics. You can't stop a Nigerian from doing what a Nigerian wants to do. They are going into politics because they can see that it angers them to see us as South Africans. You know, when that brotherly love come inside them, they feel like let's fight together. You know, they are in politics. Maybe they can't be physically there, but they're sponsoring. They're sponsoring
Yes,
lemons.
yes,
They're sponsoring everything, and they're giving initiative. Okay, I'm not allowed to be in this politics, but I can tell you what to do.
Yes.
This is what we're supposed to do. This is what
And that is one good thing with Nigerians. They have the ideas, they have the money, and they have the initiative, the aggressiveness.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they are sponsoring people. Yes, I think so.
They are sponsoring people. I know so. They are sponsoring people that are involved in lots of things. Because Nigerians, most of them, I see them loving South Africa. I see them loving South Africa when they come to visit here in Ireland. Why are you here? I'm going back. I can't stand this country. There's nothing happening here. You know,
but you are not even going back.
No, for me, the crime was too much for me. I couldn't take that. I was sleeping with bullets because there's lots of incidents that happened personally to myself, that I saw that if I continue living in this country, I'm not going to be happy. I am not going to be happy. And I don't mean to bash my country, but for me, there's too much going on for me to raise my kids. They were my motivation to come here, because I didn't want them to see what I was seeing every morning. You cannot drive your car. They will come and take your car. In my shop, every time you go, some things are broken, and in the shop is bent down. So there is no peace. There's no peace. You cannot live like that. You know, but Nigerians, you guys are very resilient. They are staying, and they want to stay in South Africa. You know, so we are heading in the right direction. But I'm feeling sorry for Nigeria. When the religious people wake up, it's gonna be a mess for these pastors. They have to change now. Yeah. They have to change now, because in Nigeria, you guys are so passionate that when the curtain is open, there's gonna be a huge problem.
So let's talk about your family now. What is your husband remarried? I
think so. I don't know much about his going ons, and our sons are old now, so they talk to him direct. So when was the last time he was here in Europe? In Europe, I think about 3-4 years ago.
How old are your sons now?
I have a 20-year-old and an 18-year-old.
No.
Yes. He's in college, yeah.
No, I can't believe it. I'm looking at you. I think you are 25.
No way, I'm 37. I'm old, TSA.
No, even if you are 35, and then how can you have 20-year-old? Okay, because you married at 15.
I was 15.
I have 3 people here. I have 3 ladies here who are your age mates, and they are all virgins still.
Hey, God forgive me.
My house is full of virgins.
Wow.
I'm not even talking about old. And you are saying you are old.
I'm old.
Yeah, you have 20-year-old and 18-year-old?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah. It's true, TSA. Go to my Facebook page. It's true. Yeah, I have my brothers, so they are my brothers to me, because we were 3 at home. We were born 3. I was the number 2 at home. My sister passed on, and I'm with now I'm left with a brother. But now here I feel like now I have brothers that are taking care of me.
Your 2 sons?
You know, my sons, yes.
But is your husband helping your sons anyhow?
It's a struggle, TSA. You know, there's a lot of resentment. You try as a mother to not make bad statements about their father, try to make everything correct, but they have their own minds. Okay. They have their own minds, they have their own memories, and it's not fun.
What about if you agree to go back to South Africa? Do you think he would like you? you like your freedom now, right?
Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy, yes. I'm concentrating on my music career. I write music. I do community work. I do vocal training. So I'm busy. My life is full. Beautiful. My life is full. I'm happy. Because, I have school fees to pay. I don't have time for that.
Because you discovered yourself.
Yes. Yeah, college education is expensive, so I need to be focused. I don't have time for that. For now, maybe.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. I'm very proud of you, because a lot of women, especially in South Africa, because that's another problem in South Africa. A lot of women in South Africa, they like to have children even when they are very young, without having children, without having husband. In your own case, you got to have husband, but in a lot of South African ladies just have children. Don't you know that? Do you know that?
Just in Nigeria, if when things happen like that, it's a shame. In South Africa, it's the norm. It's a norm. Yeah, and you would prefer not to be married, just have kids and move on with your life. It's a choice.
In Nigeria, that is regarded as a big shame, disgrace.
Yeah, it's a disgrace. You know. But in South Africa, you find it even better to be by yourself. Because I was raised by my great-grandma. We are a young family, so we had still generations in our home. So I was raised to, most of the time I could see it's only women, not too many men in my family. All my aunties, they are just by themselves, they are happy with their life, they are moving on. So it was not something that you must do, you know?
And they are moving on without husbands, but with children.
Yeah, yes. And for me, I'm not going to promote that, but I think it's a good idea for me. For me, it works for me. I'm raising my kids with God. But
you have your kids from one husband, but some of those South African women have those kids from different men.
That's not a taboo also. It's not something that is looked up down on. It's not like other African countries. It's not like other African countries. You can do that. It's not a shame.
Wow.
Your kids are your kids. Yeah, as a lady, they'll tell you your kids are your kids wherever that they're coming from. They are your kids.
Okay. You know? Because maybe in South Africa, the kids are regarded as the kids of the woman.
Oh, yes.
But in Nigeria, the kids are regarded as the kids of the man.
Ah, yes, that's true. Because the time I was with my husband, sometimes I'm not even allowed to punish my kids. Leave the kids for me out. For him, I'm going to take care of kids. So don't punish my children. Don't punish my children. Don't tell them what to do. So I was like, what? So why am I here? Why am I in this place?
Yes, because in Africa, in Nigeria, a woman doesn't want to have a kid just for herself. She wants to have a kid for the husband.
To please the husband, yes.
And the kid is not regarded as her kids, they are regarded as his kids.
Yes. Yeah. Don't tell my kids what to do. Every time I said, but these kids too are mine also. Don't tell my kids what to do. Like, no, yes, I'm okay. I'm okay by myself.
Wow.
I praise God.
And I'm so happy to hear that, because we have a lot of problems all over the world of women, especially African women. But white women are not so suffering so much. I have, like I said, all the white women I have here, all of them are still virgins, and some of them are approaching 40s now. But they don't even care. They're just living their lives. But for African women, a lot of them suffer about the fact that they are not married, they don't have children. But I'm so happy that you are not suffering. You are rather saying, no, I want to be by myself and I want to live my life. Yeah. So that's very encouraging to hear that.
Yes. And I think it's God I know that is God that made me to have kids at the young stage. Because if I knew what I know now, I would not even want to have kids. I'll be so focused to what I'm doing and not think of that.
Now, you know what happened? We had a plan with you, and the plan we had with you was to...
We didn't
to do a review.
Yes.
And see what happened.
Wow.
We did a review of your it was a review of your life we did. Not a review of the YouTube, not review of book. So we have to change the title. It has to be like, today is like Kingdom Fruits, I think. I don't know. We have to call it something else.
That was my subject, you remember?
Kingdom Fruits, yeah. So we have to do Kingdom Fruits for her. So we have to get you to come back.
Okay, so I'm so grateful.
You have to come back another day.
You made me realize that I'm not insane.
Yeah.
You made me realize that I'm not just a nuisance when I want things to be done right.
Yeah.
You know, there's that thing that you said on one of your messages, because I listened to lots of things that you are saying. You said each and every one of us came on this earth with something, and you have to discover your mountain and conquer that mountain and be the best in it. I was like, no, I said, Thuli, this is too much off this thing now. Don't listen again. Because I was so excited. I was jumping. I said, no way. Did you say that? I rewind. I said, what? Really? After all, I'm not crazy. So you give freedom to people like me who want to do their best in what we know that God is. I didn't go to school of music, but thank God I'm making money out of what God has given me.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm so grateful for you to show me that you are not crazy.
But that is also because South Africans are the best singers in the world.
I believe so.
Yes, I believe, especially in a cappella.
Yes.
In the voice. So. I think South Africans are the best singers in the world. I have never seen better singers like South Africans.
Oh, thank you.
Nigerians just make noise and dancing and noise and emotional. We just release our emotion, but we are not musical. Yeah. But South Africans are really musical.
That's why they bring the insult into worship, and people just saying, "Oh, they're just doing it for fun." I was like,
yes.
"No, this is deeper than this. It's deeper than that." You know, it went to a point that I lost my hair because I was so stressed. What is happening? What is this, you know?
Nigerians are not refined in music at all. We just like the fun.
It's just for fun. Let's just go through praise and worship and move on. You know, no, it's not that. It's not that. Thank God that I'm able to work with everybody in all walks of life. I work with Congolese, I work with the Irish, I can work. But it's always different when it comes to Nigerians. They don't have value for music. They don't have value for... no. Why will I pay for this? Why should I... Hey, this is my time. You are paying for my time.
They just know the fun. They don't know the value. But the Congolese are close to South Africa. They are also good in music.
Yeah, I enjoy working with the Congolese.
Yes.
So yeah.
So, now, how did you come across DSA?
DSA. I went to this church service, and then what I was hearing, it was how they were preaching about devil, how devil is powerful, how devil he can do this to you, how we have to be careful in our words, we have to be careful in everything. I said, but my Bible said I must let all my cares and burdens into God. Now, what is this about? So I stormed out of the service. I said, let's go home. I took my children out and I came home. But I couldn't sleep. And then I said to a friend, I sent a text to a friend of mine and said, you can't believe what I was hearing today in church. He said, Thuli, you know there's a guy on the internet. I always see you, but I always scroll up because I didn't know what it was about. He said, this Sunday at the Larger, go to your Facebook now, listen to him there. When you were talking, I was like, yes, this is the God that I know. This is the God that I know. So I was thinking it's one-time video, you know, like those pastors, they will just preach for that night. And then I understood, oh my God, you have this every night. Whoa, I'm so happy. I'm so free inside myself. That is how I had, because I was so fed up of hearing about devil, this, devil, that. No. So I understood you, and I was so grateful. And I loved my Mayua. And I was like, oh, there's a sister again, 2 o'clock. Yes.
Mayua is in England now. Maybe you could arrange to meet.
yes, I love that girl. I love that girl. I just like
everybody loves Mayowa. Everybody is falling in love with Mayowa. Maybe not everybody, but most people are falling in love with Mayowa because she's sincere, she's straightforward. Yes. Because Nigerians are straightforward, but not the religious Nigerians. Religious Nigerians are trying to be diplomatic.
Leave it for God. Leave it for God. Everything. Leave it for God.
Because they have been brainwashed. But Mayowa is not brainwashed. Or maybe she used to be brainwashed, but now she's totally free. And so she is real. I mean, so many people are writing me every day to ask for Mayowa, that they are missing Mayowa. But I know that Mayowa is going to... You are missing her too?
I sent a message. I said I'm crying. I was really crying. It was
many people, not only you. Many people cry.
Oh my God, she's not here. I was like a junkie. I needed my fix.
No, she's going to come back. But you know, she was working here for over 1 year, maybe 1.5 years, and no break at all, no 1 day break. And in a very, very difficult condition. So they are going to have some break and going to get some holidays for themselves, and then they will come back. They will come back.
Yes. I saw them last night. They were live with Julie.
Okay.
They were having fun, and I said, "Ooh, my love lounge people."
Yeah.
It was nice.
Now, so let me tell you this: we've got to come back. Because we've had a very big, this is the biggest program I've had. Apart from, there's only one thing was bigger. One program, live broadcast like this on the 7 o'clock this time.
Yes.
The only with Don Pedro was bigger. Yours is the second biggest program. We have so many attendants today. Yes. Yes. Because some people, but I'm afraid for you though, because some people are already giving you compliments. That how can you be so sweet and so nice? I'm afraid some people are going to be running after you now.
I've heard that you have some couples meeting up on this platform.
Yes, a lot of couples are meeting up on the platform. Some people are some people are wedded already on the platform. Yeah.
I'm sorry, brothers. I'm okay. Thank you so much.
And they are saying that they can't believe that you have 2 boys, that you are looking so young still.
I know. I'm old.
But we have a very fun time, and a lot of people have come to listen. We have so much attendance today. I don't know why. You are like a magnet to them. So we're going to wait for you again. We're going to wait for you to come back again, because the time is over now. We need to come back in 30 minutes to do to continue the series. But thank you for all the information and a lot of things we needed to talk about. So we have to come back.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Enjoy your day and say greetings to your sons.
Yes, sir. Thank you.